are rolling on everything. Ted, thank you for making this trek out to the island.
Your podcast is going places, man.
It definitely does go places. The conversation doesn't always go in the place where it's directed, but the set definitely goes places.
There we go.
So welcome to Missin the Homies. Ted, welcome back.
Hey,
we're
thanks
on the
for having
lake.
me on.
Cheers.
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 Cheers. We're sitting on Lake Michigan.
So the best part about this is that I have nothing planned. Just from the month and how much we've been swimming, I was like, we need to do, well, my whole thought was to do an episode on the beach.
Yeah, just a beach podcast.
But this is 10 times cooler.
Yeah. Well, okay, so right along Chicago, we're on one of two islands in our local vicinity.
Yes. Literally right up the street.
But you see, this area used to be all beach.
Yeah.
We've learned that there was a big storm over the past. There's been multiple storms over the past few years.
Mic closer to your mouth, just for out here.
And there've been plenty of storms that have just eroded the beach. So much so that they've filled in a lot of the beaches with rocks up here.
Yeah, see, I thought this was... I thought this part was a break wall that they put in, but the guy that we talked to said that this was part of the beach. Like, the sand used to come out to here, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because it feels like the buoys are super far, but I don't know that they would be super far if...
The buoys don't feel as far anymore.
Like, literally sitting here...
Yeah.
Yeah, gosh.
Especially these two. So we've done a couple repeated routes, swimming out to the buoys and up and down our lakeshore here. And there's been a couple of them that we do as sprints, and it really doesn't look that far when you look at it from like up here.
And I'll put in a shot of the buoys that we've hit.
So we started swimming this summer.
Yeah.
Together.
So I think the two big takeaways for this month is that the lake and magic bring people, and more specifically us, together.
Yeah, we've become good friends over the past couple months by virtue of like a couple hobbies bringing us together. Like I didn't know that you swam distance, and the first time that we went out to do like, a lap on the lake, you smoked me.
Which is crazy because I don't remember, like, before, we started swimming late last month? Probably mid last month.
Yeah, in the peak of summer.
Yeah.
Here in Chicago.
When it was the hottest.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the last time I swam before that. But this has been such a... Dude, this has definitely been my, special interest lately. I've been telling every
100%.
single person I could talk to about the lake.
Swimming.
About swimming in the swimming in the lake specifically.
There's a sense of, I don't know, you can find yourself out there in the water, but then also nobody else is swimming it like this. I mean, there are swim groups. There are certainly swim groups that hit the lake. But, I know plenty of people that, did not go into the lake at all this summer.
The very first time I swam in the lake was last summer. I was kind of... I don't know if I was more grossed out or scared.
There's a perception that the lake is dirty.
Yeah.
I've had friends text me being like, you must really like doing dirty things.
Dang.
After swimming in that lake so much.
Do they call you Mike Rowe?
Dude, I'm like...
we are kind of sitting on bird...
We are sitting on bird
sitting
crap.
entirely all on bird poop.
But, can't fault the birds for knowing a good spot.
No. But it doesn't... But, after... Because this was the first lake or not first lake. I mean, it's all Lake Michigan over here. But, like, this beach was the first time I, like, actually got into the lake, and it doesn't feel dirty at all.
Especially when you get out there. There is, along the shoreline in various parts of the Chicago beaches, sediment can't build up.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's a little
really,
murky.
when you're out there, when you get really far out there, it's clear as can be. It's kind of cool because
it's almost freaky how clear it is.
You are your own vessel. Yeah, there's times like you declare that you're going to swim down and touch the bottom.
Oh! It was way colder down there. Like, noticeably colder.
You reached the depth. Did you touch the bottom?
Oh, yeah.
Sick. How deep do you think it is?
It's not very deep.
Okay.
It's definitely...
Like 13, 12?
I would say probably like 10.
No way.
Maybe like 10 or...
Really? Only 10 here?
12 feet.
I mean, 14 foot would be probably my max distance that I could, like, swim
dive down
with preparation. I forget how deep it had to be for the lifeguard test, but I was a lifeguard when I was like 19, and I had to do the test of getting the brick off the bottom.
Oh,
and
I was never a lifeguard.
It was an okay gig.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to save anybody? $7 an hour, all the time. I got put in the it was like the kiddie pool.
Oh,
and
okay.
it was brand new to this place in Oklahoma. And all these kids would stand on the edge of the stairs and get sucked in to this whirlpool, a lazy river. It was a bad design that caused a lot of kids to
feel like they
just
were
go
gonna
under.
drown. To get sucked down the toilet bowl.
Because you actually had to pay attention. I mean, not that you aren't paying attention all the time.
Yeah.
But over at the other pool in the city, it was just like a big pool with a diving board.
Yeah.
That's all. You get to watch people do flips all day.
Oh. Yeah. See, what I want to try and flip off the pier, but this beach specifically, what I really want to try, and I think it was after we talked about it with Zach the other day, is swimming to Pratt Pier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what we swam over 1,000 yards the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that would probably be...
That is my goal for this summer, 100%.
Is to swim to Pratt Pier?
Yeah, I mean, we've been, like, escalating our swim journeys a little bit longer, and...
I asked Renee
100%.
if she would want to follow in the kayak, and she was like...
A little support crew?
100%.
That's so cool. We can get footage of our...
Yes!
But if we have a support crew, we got to make it big. We got to be out here... You got to start at the one on the end.
No!
I see somebody out there, by the way.
Ooh.
Do you see the orange on the very end? That could be a kayaker.
Oh, I do see them.
Or it could be a buoy. But they're starting on...
The water's kind of choppy
buoy
today.
number 1. Yeah, super choppy.
I think that
It's mesmerizing how choppy it is.
It's been really... Oh my gosh, the moon last night was awesome. How was the water? Was it choppy?
It was nice. It wasn't bad. I was out there throwing a disc with my friends in the moonlight, illuminated, but I had a dark blue disc.
Oh.
But we would not have been able to see that if it wasn't for the full moon.
Yeah.
That was eclipsing a little bit.
It was...
Looked like somebody had taken a bite out of it.
It was so cool. I went and saw it. Not the stairs, but the next inlet over. And I just went and just popped by. I think that's one thing that, like, hopping in... With all the swimming that we've been doing, it's really made me... I don't know, like you said, like, you find yourself out there.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's so scary that it's so scary sometimes, but you're like, yeah, like you have to be your own vessel.
Yeah. Well, there is so much that you rely on yourself. It's like a breathing exercise when you swim, and just like breathing correctly, that so much shit in the real world goes away
You have to.
When you're like fighting for your life through some waves. But not saying that fighting through waves is for everybody.
Yeah.
But certainly, like, swimming in this city is underappreciated. I know so many people that, like, you know, they'll go and see the lake, but as short as the swimming season is, with like the 4-month window of nice weather that we have, it is awesome to be able to take advantage of it.
Yeah. I really love that we've gotten to do this as much as we have. Mm-hmm. Because I was one of those people.
Yeah.
I would like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go and put my feet in the lake or go touch the water or go see the lake. But getting in it and, like, out to the buoys especially, like that.
It's like the seminal mark of it, like, being out there.
Yeah, and I think the couple of times that we've gone and, like, it's been scary, I'm like, I mean, this body of water is by us all the time.
Yeah.
But, like, being in it and feeling how powerful and how dangerous it can be was so humbling that I was like, yeah, I can't fuck around in here.
It leaves you feeling stuff.
Yeah. Have you felt that? Because I have, like, been very...
I felt like I said, the massiveness of the water.
Yes.
I felt a little bit of fear when it's dark underneath me.
Yes.
But I honestly like the feeling of, like, just going out there and, like, diving as deep as I can and just being a little merman.
There's something about being...
kind of fun.
Fully out there to the point where, like, you can't touch, and just the, like, strength of the pull, like, I just felt, like, I felt it in my arm.
Right.
Like, the strength of the wave.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I can just keep pulling, but, like, when we came in the other day with Zach, we only did, what? Out to the one buoy, the sprint, and then we came back.
Yeah, we went to 2.
Oh yeah, we did go to that second one. But, like, when we came back, I was so beat, and it wasn't because we swam that long.
We were racing the sun. Yeah,
we were racing and I think that, like you said, like the fear of that of the dark.
Yeah,
I mean,
was possibly the darkest conditions that I've ever, like, did a big swim under. And it's because, like, yeah, I mean, if you're out there and it's dark,
you gotta get your ass back.
There are lights that can guide you towards where land is, but I could imagine that, you know, if ever you were somehow disoriented and lost your way, it would be quite scary to be lost in open water.
I think that's what I thought when we were out on that day that it was super choppy with Renee.
Yeah.
That, like, even just putting your head down just for a minute to, like, try to get to the buoy, and then you pick your head up and the buoy's actually over there.
Yeah.
But you're looking for everybody else and you're like, that disorientation was, it was, it's, the lake is so cool.
It's so cool to be, like, you know, inside of nature. There are times when we are helped in with some of the waves. We will do a race back to shore, and the waves are coming in behind you. They give you a push. You can feel it on the back of your foot, and you're just just feeling the momentum of the wave pushing you on the way in. There's something to that. There's
something meditative about it.
Yeah.
Pause, hold for plane, because that definitely.
We could find out where this plane is going.
All right, Ted. I've been talking to everybody about the lake, and I feel like we've finally gotten the chance to just talk about the lake,
even though like to the internet.
Yeah, like we got to do this and record it, and I feel like this was a capsule of I feel like this was a taste of what we've been doing this month.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep going, or do you want to get in the water?
Let's hop in the water.
Hell yeah, I think that was perfect.
Keep this summer 2024 going.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's get it.
All right, welcome back to Missin the Homies. Back post swim on Jarvis Beach Island.
And the secret to a good podcast is definitely just doing it outside.
100%, it's just the setting, and like you said earlier, I think this might be that's the spot. I think this might be the best setting that I've gotten to do. So
Could be a recurring spot. It could be a recurring spot on your podcast.
I don't think people are brave enough to come out here.
Bring people. You wait out here for them, and then you make them cross the divide to get to the little island out here.
Just say, hey, I know a spot. Dudes say they know a spot.
They bring you to the Jarvis Island beach.
Let's get these cracking. Cheers.
Cheers. This was our first swim that we recorded the distance, or it wasn't the first swim that we totally recorded the distance, but it was the first swim that I've done with you that I've posted on Strava.
I think this might be the most accurate distance that we've gotten. What was it again?
Like 1.9 miles. 2 miles.
Hell yeah.
2 miles.
2 miles.
Yeah.
Accounting for all the waves, 2 miles.
Yeah. It's a lot of up and downs, and I'll send you the screenshot of the swim. I think you can see the waves translated on the GPS map. Because it's
where it moves us.
It's like a zigzag in a way. And I don't think that's because I'm the most directionally challenged swimmer, but
No, I think that's just like it feels so hard to even go in a straight line.
Yeah. My end of summer goal is still to swim from here to the end of the pier. And after getting out of the water today, the water is still warm. There's still, it's still wonderful conditions out here.
Oh yeah, like this is 100% not the last swim of the summer, but this felt, with how many people came out for the sunset, like it just, you can't tell on here, but it was a beautiful sunset.
As we're pulling into the
beach,
we're greeted by the most pink and purple sky, and people along the shore just lining the shore, looking up at the clouds.
This has been, it's just been so nice to like get out on the water, and even like on a day like today, it doesn't feel like the waves are. I mean, just from looking at, like, even looking at the buoys right here. Well, bad for camera because it's literally the opposite way. But like the waves don't look that strong, but it's like that was a hard swim.
I took in water at one point. And it when we were near the shore, in fact, like
like right by the pier.
It just catches you off guard sometimes when the water is stronger than you think, and you can like be going for a little breaststroke here, and then all of a sudden you're like getting some airtime as you're coming down from the wave that you just climbed.
Like how many big ass waves do you think you like
Amount today.
Climbed? But it feels like
fight my way out there.
Yeah, you could like you definitely feel it more coming down out of it.
There are some waves that you can kind of go like kind of through. Then there's other waves where you kind of just like kind of go up.
It literally feels like
merge out of
this. And so I've been like trying to do a deeper dive like under some of the bigger waves, and you can feel the wave like when you're under it, but when you come up and the wave is like an extra 5 feet, it feels like I'm swimming just vertically. Just so cool.
You feel the bag kind of pulling behind you.
The bags were definitely...
I did not mean to do that. Fell. Sorry. Was that on?
Oh man, no, just now. And you definitely can't see us on here.
Well, I can turn that on. I got a spotlight for myself. There we go. Check me out. I've got dramatic lighting on my face.
Ted's about to tell a scary story.
Scary stories on the beach.
Should we make our way back to the mainland?
Yeah, let's go to the mainland. Did we
we have to break our tie.
Did we yeah. We have 1v1 on the jank decks that we built. So
we're gonna see who the winner. See who the victor is, and we're gonna wrap out the month. So we'll be back.
Well, my month on the podcast has been awesome, by the way. Glad to be part of this. This is an excellent thing to be part of.
This has been so cool. So like, thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
And coming out here and getting.
It's capturing and harnessing what we can of the summer, and just like, especially when we're able to use this lake, it feels special to be just somebody who can like throw themselves into the lake entirely.
Yeah. And I feel like, do you feel that extra because like, did you have like no, because there's no big fresh bodies of water in Oklahoma.
I kind of grew up all over the place. I didn't necessarily live in Oklahoma my entire childhood, and one of the places that I lived in Pennsylvania had a creek on the property.
Oh,
and
sick.
so I was I always was building a dam in the summer, or climbing on ice in the winter where I shouldn't have. So I've been around water a bunch, but
Gotcha.
But like it wasn't until my adult years when I had like, my own freedom to like decide I'm going to go swimming for like a long distance.
And see, it feels so weird because like growing up in Michigan and then moving here, I've always just had a Great Lake near me. And it feels like up until, like I've appreciated the lake, but up until this year, it's like a completely different appreciation. Being able to throw yourself in it and be your own vessel.
It feels like that some ways. And also like
it feels like that today.
It's one of these things where like we get out there, and in the scheme of things, we are just like a fingernail on the Great Lakes itself. I mean, we get out there and we think we're like really deep in the lake, and we're just like, we're still on the shoreline.
That's what I think is so crazy. Like,
it's why the lake is so scary to so many people, and especially when I first started swimming out here. You get out here and you get out pretty far, and there's a sense of uneasiness that you're not on land.
Yeah.
I'm a mammal. I need to be on like.
I shouldn't be out here.
My feet need to be on ground.
Yeah.
And like I'm getting carried away, rocked around.
Yeah. And the currents, like, just getting, and especially on like days like today, or like when it's really choppy, that's when it's like the most humbling. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It feels so cool.
It is really cool to have a great lake around.
Thanks for... Cheers to all the swims that we've done.
To the lake.
To the lake. This one's for Lake Michigan. Dude, all of the swimming this year has made me want to get a Lake Michigan tattoo.
That's a great idea.
I like came home after like the 4th swim that we did and was like, Renee, I think I'm going to get a Lake Michigan tattoo. To drop the viewers in, we are in our tiebreaker finale. I have 5 life.
I've got 20.
Ted has not even been hit. And we're on Ted's turn.
So
take it away.
All I'm going to do is sacrifice my seal of removal and bounce your creature to your hand. Now I have 5 power on the board here, and I'm going to swing at you for 5.
Damn, that was too quick.
Sorry.
Dude, yeah, I got nothing. Oh my gosh, okay. There's all counters.
Got some other stuff, but yeah. Got my...
So you had another 8.
Oh, I had a draw spell, and yeah.
Damn.
Pretty good.
Oh!
On the bottom of your deck?
On the absolute bottom.
Your guy.
Oh. Damn. This deck was definitely not optimized, though.
That's okay.
Deck building is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but so what I was saying earlier, and I think this is the perfect wrap-up to the month, that the through line of the month, I thought was magic, and I thought it was the lake, but it really has been what the through line of this whole pod is, and I think it's just like making friends.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
Like the whole reason I got into Magic was to make some friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I've lived in the city for 4 years, and it's hard to make friends
in a
new city as an adult. But going to Dice Dojo, and weirdly enough, that wasn't hard for me to go and like play with people that I don't know. But like,
there's still a social barrier that that people have to get over, and people like personally, it is still a rare thing to be able to make good friends through whatever hobby we are doing. It's nice that like Magic brings people together intentionally like this, but it still is that divide of like, now like actually hanging out beyond the hobby is actually a challenge, and just like chilling with people these days.
And especially to get together for like a Commander game.
Yeah.
Getting 4 people, lining up those schedules, and then sitting together for multiple hours. But I think it's you like hit it on the head. Like having these hobbies makes it so much easier to make friends. And that was like, it didn't click with me until I was like, oh, I need to not worry about making friends.
Yeah.
I need to worry about finding something that I enjoy doing and make friends through that. Like, this is literally the perfect example.
Yeah.
And I think swimming has only deepened
totally
that.
added to it. Yeah.
And
100%.
it's badass. And I don't know. I'm like, this has been awesome.
Yeah, it has been. It's been a great month.
Yeah.
Just like
kicking it.
Yeah,
swimming.
Doing a lot of time in the water. Doing a lot of time. There's a lot of time hanging out.
Yeah. So what I did on the pod a while ago is I used to like to get the person who was the guest a gift as just sort of as like a thank you for like you've given me a lot of your time this month. Like between hanging out, actually filming, and like cutting together stuff. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And so I really want you to take this aetherplasm.
Oh, that's so special, dude. Actually,
as
so sweet.
like the if you put it in a deck, awesome. If you never put it in a deck, whenever you see this aetherplasm,
I will have memories. That's the cool thing about like drafting in a 1v1 thing. Like, I did not know how cool this card was,
and how like actually scary. You said it in the first game,
yeah,
and I felt it just
psychological damage.
Yeah, you're like, I don't think you're gonna want to swing at me if I have this and anything in hand. And you had literally one card in your hand, and I knew it. I knew that whatever you had in your hand, it was gonna fuck with me. So yeah. And especially since you just stomped the shit out of me in the third game. But yeah. So thank you. Thank you for hanging out all this month. Thanks for swimming. Thanks for showing me how to build a deck.
Nah, this was a great time. Yeah. Honestly. So like such a great time to be able to like, you know, share it's deck building, but then it's also I don't know, just like just hanging out.
Yeah.
And like bullshitting while we're looking at these cards.
And that is why this is the show that I bullshit with my homies.
Yeah.
Cheers.